Hello, I'm Debbie Bell-Hosking here in Stockholm, and I'm talking to Blyablina and Lana Kapuza of the Stockholm Fintech Hub. We're talking fintech community. Can I start off by asking what developments you are seeing in the fintech community?
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it sort of comes back to the society and how open they are in trying new technologies. And in other markets, you could see how people are still reluctant with handling their finances through other alternative means, so to say, where here people are more open. And because of that, a lot of fintech companies have a place in market. You can see many interesting examples. I think one of the most interesting is that just this year, one of the fintech companies, Klarna, actually became a bank. So the line between the banks, fintechs, regulators is starting to really blur.
What would you say the future holds for fintechs?
I think our fintech scene is in a transformation mode right now. We would see a lot of things going and changing, and we are very lucky to be the one who would actually see it. We will probably see a lot of new companies and services coming up from different sectors, and some of them would succeed, a lot of would probably not. But we will see a lot of within the payment solutions, because we see that a lot of things happens within the payment, and this is one of our interesting industries to look at. I think it's very interesting how everything is just so, we are in a very hot spot at the moment when we see so many fintechs come up with ideas.
It's definitely going to come more and more into play. There's so many more people that need access to transferring money cross-border, so forth. So there's a lot more space to grow into, taking into place smart contracts, collaborating on a global scale in a sort of easy way and accessible, not only for that 1%, but for basically everyone.
Yeah, I also like to say that the ecosystem, it would also grow, and it would be very good to see if it would be a global ecosystem, not only geographically separate system. We would like to have a global, so the collaboration between many countries and different parties of our ecosystem. That would be great to see.
Yeah, and if you tie maybe it into the first question as well, then Sweden is relatively already seen as a cashless society, but the same thing, I believe, will happen everywhere. So there will be an increase both in cryptocurrencies, but also countries developing their own e-currency, and we're basically going to stop having paper money.
That's very exciting future, and it's very hard to predict, because we can't really see, because it goes so fast, and then we can't really know how it's going to be. We just can imagine how it would look like, and there's a lot of imagination, and the startups and the fintech, they give us these ideas, and they give us their ideas how it can look like, and I hope it will be very interesting, and we can just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Why would you say then does Sweden get more fintech startups than perhaps other European countries?
It's quite interesting. It not only attracts them, but the whole ecosystem also breeds them in a way. When it comes to attracting startups, a lot of Korean, Chinese fintech companies are interested into exploring Swedish market, and that could be tied into the early adopter phenomenon, when people feel comfortable trying these new technologies. So it's a quick way to test your product and get an access to the rest of the European market. When it comes to breeding fintech companies, there's so much support that's been enabled, and that's something also the Stockholm Fintech Hub is doing to even more facilitate that growth.
And also I think it's a very good example for the new startups to come. Then they see that there's very much of a support from many sides, and they would like to start, they would like to try. And then they see that it's possible to succeed. They see many examples. As we said, like Connor became a bank in June this year, and Babur got payment in July. So they see this happen, they see it's real, they can go and like touch it. and that makes it more interesting for them to try and motivate them to be there, and also add some value to the to the ecosystem. So I think that's also motivation for new growth or the situation we are now.
And also, if we talk about Stockholm per se, then the Brexit is somewhat beneficial to us, since London been seen as the financial center. Then who is going to be the next city or like country to kind of take over that place? And of course, Switzerland has a lot of potential, but there's so many great things happening in Stockholm. So I think we're just at the beginning of attracting the financial services to be located here.
Anna, Lana, thank you so much. This has been a really interesting chat.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.